So there you go, another quick tip. This time I'm going to talk about the combination between Adobe Fuse and Photoshop. Fuse has recently added a new product which allows you to make 3D models from a huge library. You can assemble your own character and you can bring it into Photoshop for some concept art or further advanced images. So let's assemble a character. You can start with the head. You can choose between male and female, of course. Well, let's start with a female head, something like this. Of course, she needs to have a body. Let's use this body, and in this way you can assemble the whole character. Let's add some legs in order to walk better. A female hand, and this way you build up your own character. And of course, you can adjust bits of the character. You can make bigger hands, smaller hands, bigger feet, smaller feet, and this way you can alter your character without any problem. When your character is assembled, we can continue to the Customize tab, where we can make some adjustments to the body itself. We can add some muscles, alter some bits, and where you're absolutely happy with your body, then you can go to clothing. And again, there's a huge library of things that you can put on your 3D character. Well, let's say we want to have a nice shirt. There we go. Bottoms. Oh, there we go. Let's add some shoes. Running shoes would be fine. We can do some hair adjustments. Make it a bit blonde, long hair. Hats, well, I think you get the idea. You can customize your character. There's a huge library which you can add. Let's put on some glasses. Or if you don't want them, you can select them again and delete those glasses. No problem. And there's some other things you can add to your character as well. So when you're happy with your character, you could go into texture and click on the body part or clothing to make some adjustments. But in this case, I'm really happy with the character and I want to bring it to Photoshop. And for that to happen, we need to save it in the Creative Cloud libraries. So I'm going to use the upper right corner button, Save to Creative Cloud Libraries. It's my Fuse model for the quick tip. There we go, save. At this moment it will be uploaded to the Creative Cloud. And it needs to process, so it could take a minute or two to finish it up. And when it's done, you go back to Photoshop. So there was a pop-up that my character is in my Creative Cloud library at the moment. So I'm going to scroll down and I find my 3D Fuse character, which I can drop onto my canvas. And now I've got a 3D character within Photoshop inside of my artwork or my picture or whatever I'd like. And of course I can alter it in at the 3D mode. So if I change Essentials as a workspace to 3D, it gives me another set of options. Of course I can select my 3D model, go for the select tool, select my character and drag it around. I can rotate it, so it's not 2D but it's 3D. There we go. We can scale her down a bit, so if I use the middle little cube inside, I can scale it down in proportion, move it downward to set her on the floor again. And of course this is not a really interesting pose that she's in. Fuse gives me a lot of pre-made animations which I can use. So for instance, if I want to have her dancing the samba, I choose this animation. Because it's an animation, I can use the timeline option underneath in my workspace. And I can choose a frame which I would like. So my graphic which I'm going to make, something like this. I can select the face of the girl changing it into a little bit of a stare or shy or whatever you'd like, upset, and she's changing her mood whatever you'd like. And of course I can alter the coordinates as well, which is no problem. When I want to move her head, I can select the face as well, and here are the parameters for her head, so I can alter those, move her head a bit around, and then I look more into the camera. And finally, what I can do as well is alter the lighting of the scene. You can imagine that you want to have the shadow in the same direction as the shadow in the picture behind. So when I select the infinite light, I can alter the light as well, and the shadow will move in the same way. And of course, once I have the light selected, I can soften the shadow to make it more realistic. There we go. And in that way you've got your 3D character within Photoshop. You can use it as a final product, or like a concept where you want to show how the new place looks which you have designed, filled with people in it. So it's a pretty cool, a relatively new feature within the Adobe programs. So have fun with it, and I'm curious to find out what you can do with it. So bye bye for now, and see you again in another quick tip.